We meet today in the midst of a war foisted on a sovereign state of Iran and its people, driven by the hegemonic ambitions of Israel in West Asia and principally aided and abetted by the formidable war machine of the United States of America. Targeted killings of spiritual, political, military leaders are executed with surgical precision, while missile attacks massacre school children as they go about their lessons. As the statistics of the dead continue to pile up, not just in Iran, but elsewhere, as in the Gaza and Lebanon, cities of rich historical heritage are indiscriminately bombed, while key water and energy installations are blown out of existence. Inasmuch as history reminds us that instability in this region rarely remains confined within its borders, the escalation of this war has already sparked massive disruptions in global energy markets. I just presided an emergency meeting of the Economic Advisory Council, and we of course had to deliberate some key issues because the war has its ramifications throughout the world and affecting us here in Malaysia. If international law is to retain credibility, it must apply equally to all. Principles lose their authority when they are invoked selectively. These inconsistencies undermine confidence in the very foundations of the international system. Ladies and gentlemen, after the First World War, John Maynard Keynes published The Economic Consequences of the Peace. I think Professor Sachs have learned it by heart. Purportedly advocating for the economic well-being of the world. Today, staring us in the face are the economic consequences of the war that extend far beyond the killing fields. War disrupts production, damages infrastructure, diverts national resources towards military expenditure rather than development. These pressures translate into higher energy prices, rising inflation, greater fiscal restraint, and ultimately hardship, misery for the majority of our people. At a time when the world faces interconnected challenges, voices such as yours, Professor Sachs, remind us that many of the problems confronting humanity cannot be addressed by nations acting alone. They require cooperation, imagination, and sustained commitment. The endurance of the international order will ultimately depend not only on institutions or agreements, but on whether nations remain willing to uphold the principles that give those structures meaning. The Bard reminds us that the evil that men do leaves after them, the good is oft interred in the bones. Let us not suffer the same fate. I earnestly believe that if the international community is to rebuild trust in the global system, it must demonstrate that the protection of human dignity is not conditional and that justice is not a bargaining chip to be parlayed for strategic gain. I look forward to a thoughtful and enriching exchange with Professor Jeffrey Sachs, with all of you. Terima kasih.